I grew up in the Hilltop neighborhood about 8 minutes away. If you just go straight down 19th Street, you'll run right into it. And in the early 80s and 90s, it was gang riddled like crazy. And a lot of people say, oh, I grew up in the Hilltop or on the Hilltop, and I really lived in it. I lived in a neighborhood where I knew everybody knew me, and gangs were everywhere. Gangs were inside my home, gangs were outside of my house, on the corner, 2 different gangs on 2 different corners. It was just normal. It was nothing for me. Those are dudes I grew up with. When I say gangs, those are my brothers that I grew up with before they were in gangs. They were friends with me. I'm Rachi Wortham. I'm the head coach at Tacoma Community College. I am from Tacoma. I went to high school in Tacoma. I actually played here at Tacoma Community College, so I'm blessed to be here. I made some bad decisions. Let's just leave it like that. I made some bad decisions, but I also was smart enough to know when to stop. In that, there was a lot of struggle. We lived in a lot of different homes. Multiple homes, evictions, things that we couldn't control, drug and alcohol abuse, frustration, a lot of frustration as a kid because I didn't understand. It just was our home. It wasn't nothing bad. That was just how I lived. And when I say that, the Boys and Girls Club and the community center were instrumental in my life. Al Davies Boys and Girls Club was open, and People's Community Center was open. And so I got to go inside of Al Davies and just have safety every day. Like, there's a safety net and there's basketball every single day. Friends, family, my sisters went, my brothers who are the guys from the community went as well, but they were caring adults every single day. And so that thing kind of helped guide me and mold me, give me discipline. I am significantly safer in my neighborhood when I'm at the Boys and Girls Club. Everybody that was in my wedding, I met at the Boys and Girls Club and played basketball with, literally, all 5 of them. And so basketball is more than just playing basketball. There's relationships tied into it too. And we were lucky that we all stayed together and ended up winning a state championship together, which is amazing. Foss High School is actually 2 minutes away from here. You drive down 19th Street, 2 minutes, and you're right there, which is a blessing. Me growing up at Foss, I never thought to come to Tacoma Community College, and it wasn't my thought, it wasn't my mind. I went to University of Alabama out of high school. It was a phenomenal opportunity, great experience. It didn't work out. Ended up playing here and winning a championship in 2002. The next year we took 5th. I went from here to Eastern Washington, and I played on the first NCAA tournament team at Eastern Washington, and I started working on my master's, and then I got to coach at Eastern Washington, and that was my dream. I went to Young Life. We had Inner City Week, and I got to affirm my Christianity at camp, and they told us all write your goals down. So we wrote 3 things down. You guys will laugh about this. The three things I prayed about every single day. 3 things. I want to be a college basketball coach. That was one of them. I want to win a state championship, and I want to play basketball at Duke. So every night I prayed that, like that in my mind. That's what every single night from 7th grade all the way through college. And so it's crazy how God works, and great opportunity for me to be guided through Christ. It was phenomenal. And then from there I went to Oregon State for Wayne Tinkle's first 2 years. I went to the NCAA tournament with Gary Payton. And then from there I went to the University of Montana for 3 seasons. Won the league, won the tournament championship, and played in the NCAA tournament back-to-back. Travis Zakir is like an older brother to me. He was my AAU coach, and so I'm lucky to be able to have the people and the support systems to be able to help me come back to Tacoma Community College and help. This is crazy. When I was a kid, I wanted to be able to go away and still come back. I knew I'd come back. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I knew I'd come back and help as much as I can help. I work in the community I grew up in, and it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to help back and do things for free for kids. For me, it's about kids and giving kids opportunities and structure and things so that they can be happy and be able to see bigger than what they have. Somebody did it for me.
You know you can't take no break.
To the table.
Stay strong. Stay strong.
Here at TCC, it gives young men so many opportunities to help them get a degree, help them have success, help them see more than just this basketball, because basketball's gonna stop. It's got for sure, everybody's gonna stop doing basketball at one point. So I'm able to explain to them, like, listen, man, if you go get the right degree, you can change your family's trajectory for the rest of your life. You go become a dentist, and you have multiple dentist offices, you're gonna have money for the rest of your life. And so just tell him to think outside the box. Most basketball players aren't trying to become dentists. But if you tell them that, and you show them that, and you have a dentist come speak to them, then they have an opportunity to do it. To be able to take a kid that has nothing and doesn't know where he's going and show him some things, and he's like, man, I want to go here. It's important to me. I tell people the unsung hero is the weight room. The weight room changes the game. If you're bigger and stronger, faster than the rest of the kids, you're gonna have a chance to dominate that game. You have to get the skill, of course, but if you're bigger, stronger, faster, like the people who are elite superstars in the world. They may not always be the strongest. They may not always be the fastest, but there's a combination in some regard that helps. And so if you can get in the weight room and beat other people out with hard work, you have a chance. There's 3 things I tell my players all the time. I tell him to lead to earn your degree every single day. Work hard at everything and respect everyone and everything. And I tell my son that. Be a leader at school all the time. Work hard and respect everybody. I tell those 3 things to my son. I say it to my players. And so we'll give out some posters tonight for sophomore night. And you look at our posters, it says lead, work, respect. It's real. You may get a job, but if you don't do those 3 things, you'll get fired. So it's important. I tell my son, I tell the players that. I've been so blessed with opportunity with NBC Camp because they've invested in me, but they also let me invest in kids and say, hey, this kid needs opportunity, she needs opportunities. And so I've been able to fly across the country and been blessed, hopefully across the world through NBC Camp, and I'm more than thankful for that opportunity. So I averaged 4.8 points a game in high school. The reason I know is because we just looked back at it. We had the starting roster. I was off the bench, but I also affected every single game with energy and attitude. I was cheering for my effort, like for me, right? You can affect 3 or 4 or 5 different things every single day, regardless if you're playing or not. Your energy and effort is going to be infectious.
My name is Daniel Gomez. I'm a basketball player here at Oregon State University.
Daniel Gomez was the best leader I had ever been around. And it's not just lead with his voice. He did everything right. Like, if it was a rotation, he did it right. If it was classwork, he did it right. And so he and I have a great relationship still, but just was willing to do whatever it took to win. And so I always think about who are the best players or the most impactful players that I've ever coached. And he's one of the top for sure. And he didn't score any balls. He was just out there to help his team win. So I want a guy that's not trying to be seen and just doing the work. He is a guy who just wanted to do the work. And so now Gary Payton's in the NBA, and Gary Payton's elite. And I think he's leading the NBA in steals right now. He was part of that team, and he helped us win. But if we didn't have Daniel Gomez, Gary wouldn't even have been able to do the right stuff. This is just one stepping stone for your life. It's a tool. Learn how to compete now, so when you get to work, you're able to compete there. When you get to your home, you're able to compete there. When you're wherever you're at in the community, you're able to compete there. It matters. But some people aren't willing to work. This is competition, man. Give your every and your all every single time. If you don't, it's not gonna be successful for you. You're not gonna like what you got at the end if you don't. I've been lucky to be able to be part of championship teams, and it's not easy. I was never the best player, but being part of it is a big piece of it. To give your every single thing and not be able to play that much, or not be able to play at all, it's a killer. But guess what? You got to do it.
This thing can take you all over the world if you let it.
If you really want to be part of it, you got to do it.